Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulunding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gash, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gash Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash.
Sophie Milk ñu ngi fété juróom benn ati cafka bu dul dañ ñoo leen indil Jalika full cream milk powder neex saf sàpp te bari cafka pour di leen jërëjëfati si ni ngeen defee Sophie Milk seen favorite milk brand léegi mun ngeen a jëfandikoo empty Jalika milk sachets wala carton pour gagner ay xéewal yu riche. Pour gagner motorbike dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty carton yi Jalika milk pour gagner yeneen xéewal yu mel ni PlayStation 4, TV, fridge freezer, gas cooker, bicycle wala mobile phone. dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty Jalika milk sachets def leen si biir enveloppe binda si sa tur ak sa téléphone number. mun ngeen ko yóbbu si bépp Jalika milk agent bu leen gën a jege. pour xam bi si raful yi dem leen Jalika milk Facebook page. Jalika milk mooy meew bu ees bu leen so fi indil gën a neex saf sàpp te riche.
South Africa Global is the first and biggest private estate developer in the Gambia and present in 7 other African countries. We take pride in leading innovation in all spheres of real estate sector in the Gambia and beyond. As such, we are launching the development of the first smart and modern office and retail towers in the Gambia called TAF Twins. The TAF Twins is located in the heart of the Kanifing institutional area and 10 minutes drive away from Banjul. TAF Twins is designed to have 5 floors of office spaces ranging from 50 square meters to over 1,000 square meters with 2 elevators, central air conditioning, 24 hours electricity and water supply, with the ground floor reserved for banking, supermarket, restaurant and coffee shop. For your bookings and reservations, please call now on 376-2333 or 776-2333. Thank you.
It's a warm reception from our studios here in Serekunda. This is Star TV News with me, Maimuna Fadera. In the headlines tonight, Dele seized 181 bundles of marijuana. President Barrow awarded Guinea's highest order. BCC CityLink Austin launched Sahel Set Initiative. TAF graduates second cohort. Police processed 7 suspected drug peddlers. 4 suspected drug traffickers paraded. In other news, Israel released Sheikh Jarrah activist after house-long arrest. China wild elephants continue to cause chaos. U.S. migration border controls hot Central American families. Those were the headlines. And now the news in detail. The Drug Law Enforcement Agency says its operatives have seized 2 motorbicycles with 118 big bundles of suspected cannabis. According to the Anti-Narcotics Agency, the owners of the motorbicycles are at large after being busted in a weekend operation at the outskirts of the border village of Bijuran in West Coast region. President Adama Barrow's contribution towards the consolidation of ties between the Gambia and Guinea have earned him Guinea's highest national order. The Gambian leader was last week the guest of President Alpha Condé as he visited Guinea for a 3-day state visit on President Condé's invitation. Awasani explains.
The Gambian leader was last week the guest of President Alpha Condé as he visited Guinea for a 3-day state visit on President Condé's invitation. President Alpha Condé awarded his Gambian equivalent the Grand Croix of the National Order of Guinea for his contribution to the consolidation of friendship and cooperation between Banjul and Conakry. The award was conferred on the Gambian leader in a state banquet. President Barrow thanked his Guinea counterpart for bestowing on him such a prestigious award. He described his visit to Guinea as a moment to celebrate an occasion to reaffirm the friendship, brotherhood, and cultural link between the people of Guinea and the Gambia. This visit is the result of decades of trusted partnership which continues to strengthen our cooperation on various fronts, President Barrow acknowledged. President Barrow also acknowledged what he called the profound historical and cultural ties between the two countries. He called for the continuous reinforcement of the shared values for the development of the Gambia and Guinea, the sub-region and the entire continent. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Awasani.
The Banjul City Council, in conjunction with CityLink Austin Banjul project on Thursday, launched the EU-funded Sahel Set initiative aimed at making Banjul one of the cleanest cities in Africa. The Banjul City Council, in conjunction with CityLink Austin Banjul project on Thursday, launched the EU-funded Sahel Set initiative aimed at making Banjul one of the cleanest cities in Africa. As part of the initiative, the 2 waste trucks, 5,700 trash cans, 10 garbage can, cat and safety clothes were made available to waste management workers. Mamlai Jasi, country coordinator of CityLink Austin, said the project will provide a clean and sustainable friendly environment for Banjulians and visitors. He thanked the mayoress of Banjul for initiating such a project.
The waste bins have different colors and these can be used to collect different types of waste. Doing this will allow to separate waste, will allow to do useful things with certain parts of this different types of waste. Not all waste can be reused, but some of it really can. If we think about organic waste, this can be turned into compost.
The CEO of BCC, Musa Bachili, expressed gratitude to the European Union for funding the project and to Mayoress Low and her team for rolling out this life-changing initiative for the people of Banjul despite the challenges.
We've gone at least a way ahead in that resolve, in the process of resolving our environmental issues within the city. So we have now shown our commitment towards heavily alleviating the situation. But we will not be able to do it alone, if you think of it. We will need the active support of the community. We will need the community to understand that we have limited resources. But at least today, especially for me as a Banjulian, I could stand up and say that, okay, here I am, I love my city.
Luca Placido, a representative from the European Union, said the project is dear to the EU in that it aims at tackling environmental challenges
in different ways. I am hoping to see everyone engage in this initiative to make it a success for the city and the country. Assalamu alaikum.
The mayoress of Banjul, Rahimalik Low, described the project as a dream come true for her and the people of Banjul, noting that Sahel Set initiative will help in mitigating the waste management challenges in Banjul.
I am particularly pleased to be launching a project so dear to my heart because of the significance of the protection of our environment and our city. There is the growing need to ensure zero waste and effective waste management systems due to the importance it has towards the sustainable development of our cities and beyond.
Mayoress Low also appealed to the people of Banjul to cooperate in keeping the environment clean. She extends appreciation to their partners for bringing the project to fruition. According to officials, the bins will be distributed as soon as possible and the trucks will start operation in days to come. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Manager Fadera.
Tough Africa Global graduates 152 students from its Leadership Academy. This is the second batch of the cohort. The academy is established to guide and mentor young people in their various walks of life. Binta Koli witnessed the graduation and she prepared this report.
Established a year ago with the vision of filling the void of leadership in Africa, Tough Leadership Academy on Saturday graduated yet another batch of students after a year's mentorship. The 152 young male and female graduates received online training in their various spheres of endeavors. Addressing the graduation ceremony held at Sadauda Kairaba Jawara Conference Center in Bijilo, the CEO of Tough Africa Global, Mr. Mustafa Njai, reiterated Tough Global's desire for the empowerment of young people to become change makers. Tough Africa Global Africa CEO, however, lamented the problems of leadership in Africa.
We've recognized that leadership is an issue in Africa, and we need to address them. So therefore, we thought our humble role, if we're seen to be successful as an entrepreneur and at the age that we are in, is to look back at these young ones, aged between 18 and 30, and start working on them. If we empower them, if we train them with the right skills, with the right values of leadership, I think we will probably change the narratives.
He advised young people to inculcate in themselves the values of leadership. The guest speaker, Pastor Francis Forbes, described the training as quite significant in that it will curb unemployment, insecurity, and promote the maintenance of peace.
And so it makes us particularly encouraged, and I hope and believe more so for our country, especially at this time, because what we see here is one practical and lasting way to curb youth unemployment and its attendant worrisome societal and ultimately national malaise. The proper training of our youth in skill development and empowerment helps curb vices that emanate from and probably are induced.
Pastor Forbes advised the beneficiaries of the latest round of Tough Global Leadership Training to make the best of life's opportunities.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, opportunities knock on the doors and the minds, the lives, and the decision-making processes of each one of us every day. And only those who open those doors and windows and grab the opportunities never regret. Because the quickest path to a life of regrets, drudgery, and bitterness, maybe even poverty and stagnation, is procrastination. I will do it tomorrow. I will start next week, next month. I can't do it because of the pandemic, Ebola, Thomas Cook, the rainy season, the upcoming elections, and on and on and on.
Basiru J thanked Tough Africa Global on behalf of the graduates, describing the training as a leap forward in their lives. Meanwhile, 50 young Gambians received training from Tough Leadership Academy in 2019. For Star TV News, I am Binta Kule.
The police are currently studying the case of 7 suspected drug peddlers arrested at the Banjul Ferry Crossing Point in May. This disclosure was made in a press release issued by the Medicine Control Agency on Monday. Details in this report by Awasane.
According to the agency, the suspects are being processed at the Banjul police station for prosecution. The Medicines Control Agency said the arrests came after a raid on drug peddlers at the ferry terminal in 2018, in which those arrested were given stern warning to desist from drugs peddling. The agency also said raid at Westfield, Serekunda, and Brikama markets have resulted in prosecutions and convictions. The Medicines Control Agency was established through the Medicines and Related Products Act of 2014. It has the mandate to control the manufacture, importation, exportation, distribution, use and advertisements of medicines and related products with respect to ensuring their quality, safety and efficiency. The related products include herbal medicines, cosmetics, medical devices and household chemicals. The agency revealed it has since 2018 closed down and prosecuted over 100 illegal drugstores and clinics. Meanwhile, business operators illegally dealing in medicine and related products are being warned to immediately desist from practice or face the full force of law. The public is hereby advised to boycott the illegal pharmaceutical businesses and report such businesses to Medicine Control Agency or the nearest police station, the agency cautioned. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Awasani.
4 individuals were on Friday paraded before television cameras after being variously arrested in May on drugs-related offenses. Marijuana weighing close to 400 kilograms and weapons reportedly seized from some of the suspects were also displayed before reporters. 2 of the men are Gambians, while others are Malian and Senegalese. Binta Koli has more.
The 4 men were on Friday morning paraded before journalists at the Banjul police station, following their arrest last month on allegations of being found with large quantities of marijuana. The quartet was individually arrested in operations in West Coast and North Bank regions as the drugs agency widens its dragnet on drug traffickers due to its susceptibility to drugs trafficking thanks to its proximity to customers. Operatives have reportedly intensified their drugs control efforts in West Coast region of late. Drugs Demand Reduction Officer at the Drugs Law Enforcement Agency, Lamin K. Jobate, told reporters that significant arrests have been made in West Coast region in May.
That was arrested was Amadou Cherno Jallo, alias Puna. He's a 30-year-old Gambian national. He was arrested at 14:30 hours, and he was arrested with 20 big bundles of suspected cannabis, which was seized in his vehicle at the airport Johnson. That's the vehicle that is parked there. And then a red BM, when his cannabis was weighed, it amounted to 19 kilograms, 400 grams. Then on Saturday, 29 May 2021 at Gunjur, another arrest was made. That is, this time around, one Pa Jabang, a 43-year-old Gambian national, was arrested with 19 big bundles of suspected cannabis at his residence in Gunjur. And when it was weighed, it amounted to 17 kilograms, 350 grams. Then Sunday, 30th May, at the outskirts of Somida village in the Fonis, 2 suspects were also arrested. One Babakar Toure, who is a Malian, a 32-year-old Malian national, and Pateka, 38-year-old Senegalese national. They were arrested at 4:20 hours en route to the northern part of Casamas. And then they were arrested with quantities of 398 big bundles and 3 parcels of suspected cannabis was seized. And when that was weighed, it amounted to 353 kilograms, 400 grams.
Jobate sums up the quantity of cannabis seized during the May operations.
That was done by West Coast amounted to 436 big bundles and 3 parcels of suspected cannabis sativa, and a total of 390 kilograms, 150 grams. And then the last part that we saw a guy was standing between, and then beside the guy, we placed 2 big bundles. That guy is known as one Almame Kamara. He was arrested by the Police Intervention Unit, that is the PIU, and then handed over to us. He was the one that was arrested with those 2 big bundles of suspected cannabis. Yep.
He informed the press of efforts to see how the suspect could face prosecutorial charges. Jobate advised youths to direct their energy to their development than indulging in drugs. Meanwhile, the Public Relations Officer of Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Usman Sediba, puts the monetary value of the confiscated drugs in estimate of little over $1.8 million. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Binta Koli.
Well, those were the local stories. We'll be back with international news after the short break. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gosh, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jeja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulanding. We are also producers of Jeja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gosh, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gosh Group also provides the best security company company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding. Gash.
Sophie Milk ñu ngi fété juróom benn ati cafka bu dut dañ ñoo leen indil Jalika full cream milk powder neex saf sàpp te bari cafka pour di leen jërëjëfati si ni ngeen defee Sophie Milk seen favorite milk brand léegi mun ngeen a jëfandikoo empty Jalika milk sachets wala carton pour gagner ay xéewal yu riche pour gagner motorbike dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty carton yi Jalika milk pour gagner yeneen xéewal yu mel ni PlayStation 4 TV fridge freezer, gas cooker, bicycle wala mobile phone. dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty Jalika milk sachets def leen si biir enveloppe binda si sa tur ak sa téléphone number. mun ngeen koo yóbbu si bépp Jalika milk agent bu leen gën a jege. pour xam bi si raful yi dem leen Jalika milk Facebook page. Jalika milk mooy meew bu ees bu leen so fi indil gën a neex saf sàpp te riche.
South Africa Global is the first and biggest private estate developer in the Gambia and present in 7 other African countries. We take pride in leading innovation in all spheres of real estate sector in the Gambia and beyond. As such, we are launching the development of the first smart and modern office and retail towers in the Gambia called TAF Twins. The TAF Twins is located in the heart of the Kanifing institutional area and 10 minutes drive away from Banjul. TAF Twins is designed to have 5 floors of office spaces ranging from 50 square meters to over 1,000 square meters with 2 elevators, central air conditioning, 24 hours electricity and water supply, with the ground floor reserved for banking, supermarket, restaurant and coffee shop. For your bookings and reservations, please call now on 376-2333 or 776-2333. Thank you.
Welcome back. Still the news. We now look at the news beyond our borders. Activists Mona Alcord and Mohamed Alcord, who are leading a campaign to stop the explosion of Palestinians from occupied East Jerusalem's Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood, have been released from custody several hours after Israel police arrested them. For weeks, Palestinian protesters have been fighting to stop Jewish settlers from taking over their homes in Sheikh Jarrah. Al Jazeera's Arabic correspondent Jivara Boudiri was arrested on Saturday in the same neighborhood and fractured her hand in the process, but since left the hospital. She had been covering a protest in the area. Al Jazeera's Huda Abdel Hamid reports from occupied East Jerusalem.
She is back at home, released with no charge and no conditions. Mona Alcord was detained early Sunday morning when Israeli police raided her family home. Her twin brother Mohammed, who wasn't there at the time, was served a notice to present himself to the police station in occupied East Jerusalem.
This is intimidation, nothing more, because they know on June 8th, Israel's Attorney General will issue his opinion, so they want to intimidate the residents of this neighborhood. These are the policies of the occupation, intimidation and fear. Why did they close our road? Because we made our voices heard.
She became the symbol of their plight as she documented everyday life in the neighborhood. The Kurd family has already lost part of their property. A Jewish settler, originally from Brooklyn, New York, lives behind those wooden panels.
You are stealing my house.
And if I don't steal it, someone else is going to steal it.
No.
A conversation between him and Mona went viral. Several other properties on the same street were taken over by settlers. Mona and her brother were taken to this police station in occupied East Jerusalem, where just a day before, Al Jazeera correspondent Javara Bouderi was also being interrogated. Bouderi was covering a protest in solidarity of the families in Sheikh Jarrah and Silwan who could lose their homes without being given substitute housing. She was close to Monal Kurt's home when she was overpowered, handcuffed and dragged by Israeli soldiers. Bouderi's left arm was fractured during the violent arrest.
What I'm seeing now on the ground after all these years, this time, after all these years, this is the first time we see this unbelievable treating towards journalists and especially towards Al Jazeera after covering all what happened in Bab al-Amud, in Sheikh Jarrah, in Al-Aqsa Mosque, in Gaza especially. But they want the camera to be broken, as they broke it yesterday with my colleague Nabil Mazawi. They wanted the microphone to be on the ground, but we are telling them that the microphone and the camera will stay and we will continue. Nothing will stop us, nothing. We faced more than this and we will continue.
Israeli police and army have so far been heavy-handed with both journalists and those voicing their solidarity for Palestinians facing forceful evictions. This was the scene outside the police station as Mona's father was talking to journalists. The street where she lives has seen many crackdowns. Despite it all, Mona's voice has become a difficult one to silence. Huda Abdelhamid, Al Jazeera, in occupied East Jerusalem.
A barricade of heavy trucks in the latest tactic to try and guide a rugged herd of elephants away from populated areas in southwest China. The 15 Asian elephants, a protected species, have been on an epic journey since wandering out of a national park in Yunnan province months ago. Al Jazeera's Victoria Godinbai reports.
They've trekked hundreds of kilometers, trampling crops and damaging buildings along the way. Their journey has captured the imagination of millions of people following online, but it's less entertaining for those in their path.
I was scared. We came out and saw an elephant that was about 3 meters tall. It really scared us. A baby elephant even ran into our wall before running away. The herd was wandering into the village all day long.
The herd of 15 wild elephants is from a nature reserve on China's southwestern border with Laos. Since setting out in spring last year, they've walked nearly 500 kilometers north and are now near the city of Kunming, the provincial capital of Yunnan State. It's home to around 8.5 million people. The authorities are trying to keep the elephants out by forming a barricade with heavy trucks.
We are here to block the elephants. Traffic police will tell us what to do in details. We received a notice at noon. We are a truck team, and traffic police officers said they need some trucks. As long as I'm needed, I will stay here.
Animal scientists say they don't know why the elephants left their home. China's elephant population has grown in recent years as a result of conservation efforts, but at the same time, deforestation has reduced their habitat. So far, the herd has caused more than $1 million worth of crop damage, but no one's been injured. Officials are tracking the elephants' movements by drone. Where they'll go next, nobody knows. When they'll stop is also unclear. Victoria Gatenby, Al Jazeera.
U.S. immigration police have led to tighten border controls across Central America, but that does not seem to be discouraging those who are determined to make the journey. And despite efforts by regional governments to curb migration, there is no indication that migrant numbers are declining. In Guatemala, citizens cite extreme poverty and a lack of opportunity as the overwhelming reasons for leaving the country, but experts argue that the Guatemalan government is actually benefiting from migration. Al Jazeera's Manuel Rapalo reports from Quetzaltenango in Guatemala.
The village of Agua Escondida. Here, poverty has forced many to migrate to the United States.
At the moment, the problem we have in our community is that harvesters are no longer yielding enough food.
Tomas Tolares says 3 of his 7 children have left Guatemala for the U.S., including his oldest son, who died in an accident 7 years ago after crossing the border. Tomas tells us a smuggler charged his son $16,000 to get him into the U.S., a debt that fell on Tomas after his son's death.
When my first son left, I gave him the title to this land. I gave it to a coyote, and then I had to pay off the debt in order to save the land.
Migration from Central America has been on the rise in recent years, but the journey north is expensive, and migrants are often forced to rely on moneylenders who accept collateral, like the title to a person's home, in exchange for cash. Despite efforts by regional governments to curb migration, there's no indication that migrant numbers are declining.
There's no way to stop migration. The only thing that happens when governments place limits on migrants is that it increases the cost. It's like drugs. If control on drugs increases, it just increases the price.
Guatemalan citizens cite extreme poverty and a lack of opportunity as the overwhelming reasons for leaving the country. But experts argue the government here is actually benefiting from migration.
Nearly 3 million Guatemalan citizens are estimated to be living in the United States, and the money migrants send back home as remittances now accounts for more than 16% of GDP, according to a recent study.
It's very comfortable for Central American governments to allow people to leave. It means less social pressure, less demand on resources, and remittances from migrants means more economic gains. In Guatemala, money from remittances already exceeds money from our principal exports.
Tomas Dolares says he too would pack up and leave for the United States if he could afford it. As economic conditions in the country only seem to be worsening, he's hoping things can only get better from here. Manuel Rapalo, Al Jazeera, Guatemala's Central Highlands.
And before we end the news, a quick recap of our main headlines. Delhi seized 181 bundles of marijuana. President Barrow awarded Guinea's highest order. BCC CityLink Austin launched Sahel Set initiative. TAF graduates second cohort. Police processed 7 suspected drug peddlers. 4 suspected drug traffickers paraded. In other news, Israel released Sheikh Jarrah activist after house-long arrest. China wild elephants continue to cause chaos. U.S. migration border controls hot Central American families. That's all for this edition of the news. Do enjoy the rest of wonderful programs. Do join us tomorrow for more news. Thanks for watching. Do have a wonderful night. Bye for now.